morning, everybody. How are you? Good to see you. Happy Sunday morning. It's time for Cruise Chat Live. I am Walter, your independent travel agent, along with my wife, Rebecca, who's always sitting off camera. And we're going to do our best for about the next hour or so to answer all of your questions about all things cruising. Plus, we have some groups to talk about. We have some breaking news, some exciting news about one of our cruises, too. We're very excited about that. But first, let's see. So who's here? Oh, we got Eric. Hi, Cynthia from Ontario.
You sound off mic on YouTube.
I sound off mic on YouTube. I don't know. Do I sound off mic on YouTube? How do I sound on YouTube, guys? You guys hear me okay, or do I sound a little off? Rebecca's always checking my audio. But how's everybody doing? So we got Ontario, we got John, we've got Cynthia, I've got Diabetic, we've got Rick. Look at that. John said the flights are starting to open up for our Mediterranean
Oh yeah,
cruise.
you're
That's
definitely off
amazing.
mic. I'm so much louder than you.
So, okay, well, maybe, are you on? Let's see. Oh, hey, maybe I should turn it on. Bam, 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 bam. Hey, look at that. Now we should sound on mic, because, I never turned the microphone on. How's everybody doing? Okay, does that sound better? Look at that. Look at that. That should sound a lot better now, because Rebecca is the sound designer. See, she used to run sound for CNN all those years, so, huh? Was. So, all right, guys, now we're good. I hope everybody's doing well. We have Ontario, Canada. We were just in Canada. We were in Montreal for a couple of nights, and then we were in Quebec for a couple of nights before we headed on down to Miami on the Brilliant Lady. Oh my God, it was absolutely amazing. If y'all haven't done one of these Canada New England cruises yet, y'all don't know what you're missing. Hey, we got Wyoming is in the house over here. I see that over here on TikTok. I see Kathy's here, Kimberly's here. Hi guys. Good to see everybody. Hey, Aaron, how are you? You got your cuppa. Awesome. Good to see y'all. Hey, Fred, how you doing? Man, we are getting so close. We are getting so close to our big Hawaii cruise. In fact, I'm just going to throw that one up there right now because, my goodness, people, we are starting to make the plans. I just sent in all the group requests with Princess, and I am very excited about that. Hopefully, we're going to have some nice group dinners. We're going to have some game time. We're going to have all kinds of great stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So love it. So let's see. You've never done a New England cruise, Kimberly. I mean, I'm telling you, you got to do that one of these days. But we are heading out to Hawaii. Who wants to go to Hawaii with us? Oh my gosh, I would love to. I would love to have you guys come to Hawaii with us. I mean, so we're going to have some game days. We got 10 sea days on this thing. This is February 4th through the 20th. 2026. I always forget that y'all on TikTok can't see the graphics, so sorry. But February 4th through the 20th, we're going to be on the Emerald Princess. We leave from LA. We got 5 sea days, and then we go around the Hawaiian Islands for 4 days. We come back 5 more sea days, and then we go to Ensenada. So we're going to have some game days on there. We're going to have some group dinners on there. Hoping to set up a chef table for the whole group. I don't know. Technically, we can't book the chef table until we get on the ship, but I'm trying to see if the group's department can work with us and help us out with that. So that will be awesome. So if y'all want to come, man, we are getting so close to that one. I'm getting so excited about that one. Rick has, 4 more days. And he is heading on to the Oceania Allura. This is the brand, this is like brand, it's going to have that new ship smell on it, Rick. It is so new. I can't wait to hear about this from you. Oh my God, I am just so freaking excited about that. And if you guys have not cruised Oceania, oh man, Oceania is a very good cruise line. They are coming on. They are now positioning. They are not. They're not elevated cruising anymore. They are now putting themselves right in the luxury market. Still calling themselves the finest cuisine at sea. It's really good. I don't know if it's the finest cuisine at sea, but it's really, really good. And it is an excellent cruise line. So that is going to be awesome. Alex is excited about Philadelphia. Oh my God. Tony, Jenny B, Lalito Loca. We're going to Philadelphia on the whatchamacallit, on the
Norwegian Jewel.
Yeah, well, no, Norwegian Jewel, but it's a Lalita Loca Triangle is what we're doing. So it's going to be April 16th through the 23rd. 2026 Norwegian Jewel. We're going to be leaving Philadelphia, going to Bermuda and Charleston, South Carolina. Folks, we were just in Charleston with the Virgin Voyages Brilliant Lady. Oh my God, what a beautiful port. What an absolutely beautiful port. So I got to tell you, man, it is just, oh yeah. So yeah, it is going to be, it's going to be amazing. I'm really excited to go back to Charleston. We've been to Charleston on land before. We'd never been there on a cruise ship. Oh, wow. Just like everything is like right there. You just come off a ship and you're right there. So excited, so excited. So Benny's here. Hi, Benny. Good to see you. Betty, hey, Betty, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Aaron is here. Firenze was fun. That's awesome. Data Beta, congrats on the top 100. Thank you so much. In fact, I'm wearing the shirt right here. Yeah, we're very excited. So look, Where's Walter Travel has been in business for 3 years. And for 3 years, we have been a top 100 Virgin Voyages sales partner. That's insane. We've only been in business for 3 years, and we've done this 3 years in a row. What does that mean? It means there's over 100,000 travel agents in North America selling Virgin Voyages. We're in the top 100. Rebecca and I are in the top 100 of those 100,000 travel agents across North America. It just blows my mind that we've done it 3 years in a row. We've only been in business for 3 years.
It will be interesting to see what happens next year when they change how they calculate that.
Yes, so they're changing. Apparently, up until now, I think it's been calculated by the number of cabins sold. From what we understand, moving forward, it's going to be based on dollar amounts because, you could sell a massive suite, just one suite on the ship, and that would count more than, say, 5, 6, 7, 8, sea terraces. So I think they're going to switch it over to dollars spent. But whatever. We're just
It's just going to
excited.
be interesting. That's all
We're
I
just
said.
excited. If we never do it again, that's fine. We did it the first 3 years, which is insane. So, Maugler, you're going December 1st on the Getaway. First time on Norwegian Cruise Line. You should have a good time. That's a really nice ship. Norwegian Getaway is a lovely ship. My favorite thing is, what do they call it? They call it the ocean front or the waterfront. Waterfront, ocean front, one of those two. It's deck 8. It wraps 3/4 of the way around the ship. They've got all the seating out there. There's a bar out there on one of the sides. It's a really relaxing place to sit and relax. Depending on whether you want the sun or you don't want the sun, you sit on one side of the ship or the other. That's like our go-to place to just go in and just relax, just absolutely relax. So let's see. So yeah, so you should have a great time. And by the way, on the Getaway, the specialty dining is really, really good. Really, really good. So the main dining room and the buffet can be, they can be okay. So, hey Dave, how are you? Have I heard about Princess website issues, unable to go into and check cabin prices? We have heard about that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although they do say that just to try it, clear your browser cache, try a different browser, or try it in private mode.
Yeah,
See
just
if
go
any
into
of those things help.
incognito, or just reach out to me. I have no problem seeing the prices on the travel agent side. So yeah, so you can always reach out to me. So yeah. Cruise Betty, okay, sorry, get that off of there. Cruise Betty, good Black Friday prices on excursions and Wi-Fi there. This is the first time that I can honestly say that some of the Black Friday deals on the cruises are actually really good this year. Usually, it's just kind of lip service with the cruises. Like there's a couple rooms here and there on certain categories here and there that are a decent price. I'm seeing more and more. By the way, those of you who are solo travelers, you should be looking at Azamara right now. I'm going to be sending out an email to our solo travelers later on today, probably. Azamara is having a killer solo deal right now. I just priced out a, what was that, an 8-night cruise in Alaska?
Yes.
Like for $2,500 or, no, $3,200 for a solo in a balcony on Azamara, which is insane. So Azamara is having a killer solo deal right now. So any of you guys who are watching who are a solo traveler, check out Azamara's website or reach out to me, and I'll be glad to check them prices for you. Villesner fam, I'm so sorry, I'm butchering that. You're going on to Bliss in January. Nice. The Bliss is a great ship. You should go over to our good friend Stephanie, Sean and Steph channel. They went on the Bliss, or she went on the Bliss couple of years ago. Now 6 is no longer there, but she loved that ship. I mean, she absolutely, I think that's one of her favorite Norwegian ships. So yeah, you're going to have a good one. Do we do cruises out of New Jersey? We have not sailed out of New Jersey, but yeah, we book cruises. So I get this question a lot. Do you work with or do you book? We work with about 50 or so ocean and river cruise partners regularly. And we book cruises all over the world. The only restriction that we have is you have to live in North America or you have to live in the Caribbean. Those are the 2 areas where I can service customers. If you live over in Europe, thank you for watching. And I have a great travel agent over in Europe that I can refer you to. But yeah, so that's really the only restriction I have. It's just where you live. But yeah, we work with about 50. So we've got ocean, river, and expedition cruises that we book. So yeah. So all right. Let's see, Alex, you're gonna, okay, good. Mimi, hi Mimi, how are you? Darla, 3 months, 6 days, 13 hours to Explorer 1. Woo! Explorer 1, oh my God, you are so talking my language, man. Explorer, wow, what a cruise line. I mean, y'all know I love my Virgin Voyages, but where are they? Over here, there they are. Explorer, oh my God. You know, people always say, so if you could just go on one cruise today, what would it be? Explorer all day long. It would be that ship. You want me to book a cruise for a friend and somebody? Yeah, by all means, reach out. So you're watching me on TikTok. Other folks are watching me on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. All you have to do is go to my bio, go to my description. There is a link to contact us. Or you go to where'swaltertravel.com and click contact us. And you can set up an appointment with me. That's how it works. We have to set up an intake call first so I can get some more information about you. And then we proceed to work with you to book the cruise. And our services are truly 100% free to you. We do not charge any sort of planning fees, cancellation fees, nothing at all from us. So yeah. Cynthia says, Canada has lots of beautiful scenery. Come visit us. Oh man, I'm telling you, Montreal and Quebec, we were so in love with Canada. Let me tell you, we had some amazing food tours. We had great history tours. We took the Via Rail from Montreal to Quebec. It was a beautiful ride. It actually reminded me of Pennsylvania farmland. It was so beautiful. So yeah, I absolutely agree with you. So yeah, Alaska cruises, Canada cruises, or just go up to visit Canada. There's so many beautiful places up there.
Great Lakes cruise.
Great Lakes cruise, or take the train. Take the train from coast to coast. Oh my gosh, what an amazing ride. Go through Banff, stop in Banff for a few days. Oh yeah, Canada, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And we just had a fabulous time up there. It was so lovely. Rick, thank you for the congratulations. John is squeezing in on the Norwegian Cruise Line before they change the rules at Great Stirrup Cay. If you haven't seen, starting on March 1st, 2026, the drink package will no longer carry over to Great Stirrup Cay. If you have a drink package on the ship, you will have to either pay a la carte for the drinks on the island, or they have a special curated drink package just for the island. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I guess we'll be on one of the cruises that's the last to get the included on the island for our Encore cruise.
Oh, for the Encore, right. I keep forgetting we're going to be on the Encore in February. I totally forget about that cruise. It's a big conference for KHM Travel Group, so which is hilarious because, you know, we're doing the Hawaii cruise from February 4th to the 20th. We get on a nonstop flight from LA to Miami on the 20th, and we get on the Encore on the 21st. So that's going to be a long month. It's going to be a long month.
With Disneyland before that.
With
Hawaii
Disneyland
cruise.
before that, I'm so excited. I'm going to Disneyland for the first time. So if anybody's got any tips and suggestions, please do let me know. We're going to be there for 4 nights. 4 nights, counting the first night. Yeah. So excited. So excited. So they should do more prorated calculation on mix of dollars and cabin counts. Darla, which one are you talking about? Sorry. Aaron wants to know, do you have any issues on Brilliant Lady? Have you seen a complaint about short staff? I will tell you, see, I haven't put the videos out yet, really, from Brilliant Lady. So Brilliant Lady, the biggest issues we had, it wasn't so much short staff. It was a little bit of short staff probably in the galley. But the biggest issues that we had on Brilliant Lady was really the lines. The lines are out of control for the shows. You have two main performance venues that are both too small for a ship that's 2,700 passengers. The Red Room holds about 420, 460 some guests, and then the Manor holds, I think, 250, somewhere in there. So you have these two very small venues where they do all their main shows. And there is no reserved seating. There's no reserved anything for them, so you have to get in line. And I estimated that I waited in line between 5 and 6 hours over 13 days. So to go to the Manor shows, you really got to be in line. Like if you really want to get into the Manor show, you have to get there, I would say, a good 70, maybe 80 minutes early if you absolutely want to be in line. Rebecca was like first in line, and she was there like 80 minutes before the show. And then at the Red Room, I'd say you probably want to show up like an hour, maybe 45 minutes early, because part of the problem is, and it's not a problem, it's a perk. You know, if you're a rock star, if you're in a suite, you get a separate line, you get a shorter line. And so all these people who are in the long line, you know, they have to wait for the rock stars to go in first, and then whatever's left, you know, you can go in. So you could be in line, and really somebody should be counting off the line and cutting it off, but nobody's doing that. So there's these people, we literally had the lines, if you know the lady ships at all, you know that on deck 6, you have the Red Room, then you have the casino, then you have the roundabout, and then it goes off into the shopping district, which ends up at Extra Virgin all the way at the end of that. Well, the line for the Manor at times was going almost all the way back to Extra Virgin, which is insane. That's a very long line. The line for the Red Room was going all the way through the casino into the roundabout. So these are very long lines that are forming up. So,
And I do want to say, if you're a rock star, while you don't have to wait in a long line,
Yeah.
you still need to get there before they open the doors.
correct. So once they open the doors, they let the rock stars in, and then the doors are open. So I'd say if you're a rock star, you want to show up 20 minutes early.
Yeah.
Probably maybe 25 minutes early, depending on where you want to be in the line. So I don't know about short staff, but I can tell you that they've got to work on the lines for sure. We didn't have any trouble in the restaurants in terms of staff. It's the galley that could be, the galley could use a little bit more, but I didn't really see anything to do with short staffing. But the lines, absolutely, the line, they have to come up with, when I talked to Virgin, I said I'd like to see them bring the reservations back. You know, they had reservations when they first launched. It's kind of like Royal Caribbean. Like you didn't reserve a seat, you just reserved the space. And the feedback they got was, well, we don't like to have to reserve our space. Well, now the feedback is we hate the lines. So I think they have to go back to the lines.
I will say, I thought quite often the social club diner was understaffed. That one,
Social Club Diner, yeah, that poor
That
poor chef.
there was like one
Very
or,
often there was
yeah,
one
there's
person.
one person, sometimes two.
That chef.
Yeah, that was
awful.
That I did notice.
So
We
that,
didn't have
yes,
enough
that is
people
true.
there.
That is true. Benny wants to know, do I recommend booking air through the cruise line when going overseas? That depends on the cruise line. Depends on the cruise line. So Princess, Holland America, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity all have very good air programs. I don't have a problem booking through them. Even, you know, something like a Regent, maybe Azamara, Oceania, Explora. You know, there's, which one?
Oceania.
Oh yeah, Oceania, because that's part of Norwegian. Yeah. And all of the Norwegian Cruise Line holdings, we just have to, you know.
I have to say, while I'm not opposed to the idea,
Yeah.
I'd like to personally have a little more control, so I have yet to book airfare through a cruise
Yeah,
line.
we have booked quite a few through Princess.
Personally,
and
I'm
that-
saying personally.
Yeah, personally, but we booked quite a few through Princess, and they've all gone off without a hitch. So that's good. I mean, they've done some changes and things. So, but it just depends on the cruise line, and it depends on, you know, what I like to do is I like to compare what is the independent fare and what is the cruise line fare, because, you know, if they're close, the biggest advantage to booking through a cruise line is most often you don't have to pay in full for the flight until final payment. So that's kind of nice. Whereas obviously when you book an independent flight, you got to pay right on the spot. So,
And I can pretty much guarantee you, because we want to spend so much time before our cruise, when we do our med cruise, we will not be booking through the cruise line.
Right.
Because they only allow you so many days deviation
Right.
beforehand.
right.
So
So,
we won't be doing that for
yeah.
us.
So Hazman is saying that most other cruise lines do that. You don't have to stand outside the arena in a line. Well, actually, there's not very many that offer reservations. Like on the Norwegian Aqua, we waited an hour for the Prince show. We waited an hour for the Fleetwood Mac show.
Yeah.
So Royal Caribbean is actually an anomaly in that they do those reservations in advance. But then again, most other cruise lines have theaters that can hold almost half the ship at a time, or at least a third of the ship at a time. When you've got 2,770 passengers on a ship and your theater only holds 460, that's when you've got these super long lines of people. And that ship, the lady ships really need a reservation system to come on. I am getting more and more pushback from some of our guests, about these lines. Like, these lines are out of control. And that was the one thing when we were on the Brilliant Lady in Charleston, a bunch of the executives came on the ship for a ship tour, and that's what we talked about. And we will be going back on Scarlet Lady in January for the Top 100 soiree, and that is the one thing that I will be talking about is the lines, because they really got it. It just doesn't play into the elevated vibe when you're standing in line for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, and Scarlett just launched a brand new show, so that's bound to have lines.
That's going to be. I mean, that's the flip side too. Nathan, who's the head of marketing, and I apologize, I don't remember the gentleman who's the head of all the shows. We were having a long chat. They said, look, for the longest time, nobody wanted to come to our shows. They just kind of ran forever. Now all of a sudden we have these new shows, and everybody wants to see them, and the shows are good, actually. So there's a reason why everybody wants to see them. So now all of a sudden they've created this monster, and they're not quite sure what to do. I really think they have to bring back the reservations. They just really do.
With
so
a standby line for those who don't
just
care
like Royal
to make
Caribbean. Royal
reservations.
Caribbean has a standby line. At like 10 minutes to the show, 5 minutes to the show, whatever, Royal Caribbean releases and said, okay, go.
MSC, we could make reservations once we were on the ship.
Correct. And
So we could
that would
do it
even be
then.
fine.
Yeah.
Horace wants to know about the Sun Princess, the Cabana mini suites on the 9th floor. Great question. So my only caveat to that is if you're going to book those, do not book the ones actually on that sun deck, because there's no privacy at all. When you're sitting in your lanai, you're just looking right out at the sun deck. You're not looking out at the water. So if you're going to book those, book the ones on either side, so that when you're sitting in your lanai or your balcony, you're just looking right out at the water. You're not looking out at a sun deck and other people. I think they're lovely. You should definitely compare the price of that to the deluxe balcony that's included with the sanctuary, because there is no comparison between those two. If you can get into the sanctuary, you can just ask John, who's watching over here. If you can get into the sanctuary just blows away the Cabana mini suite. It really does. So yeah, if you're going to get a Cabana on the Star or the Sun, get the ones that sit right on the water. Don't get the ones that sit on the actual sun deck. They're much nicer. We had who was it? Josie stayed in one of those. It was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. I really liked it. I liked it a lot. Alex wants to know, are there any other cruise lines that are offering solo Black Friday specials you should be on the lookout for? I don't know about solo per se. There are a lot.
You had said Azamara had some.
Well, yeah, we just talked about that earlier. So Azamara definitely is running some good stuff right now. I don't know anybody else specifically solo, but Virgin Voyages is running their 80% off plus up to $500 in drinks. Everybody's like, why don't they bring the bar tab back? They brought the bar tab back, so you have that. But I don't know anybody else specifically. We pulled Alaska solo cruises yesterday that were all actually very good. We had some Princess cruises in there. We had Holland America in there, and Azamara. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Celebrity? Did you, or?
No, I ended up not pulling the Celebrity. But Princess is one of those, and Holland is one of those that they don't advertise solo special. But when we go in, sometimes it's only 125% solo supplement. They just don't advertise it. So yeah. So. Alex, I don't know offhand. So thank you guys for the top 100. So, Darla, you were referring to how they're going to calculate the top 100. I got you. Yeah, I really don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it all works moving forward. So, sorry, let's see. You had a meeting rockstar agent Moyo. John had an amazing Rockstar agent. So when you're on Virgin Voyages and you're in a suite, it's a Rockstar agent. So, yeah, you don't get a concierge, you get a Rockstar agent, and it's just the coolest thing. So you had a good. So one of the things, when you're on Virgin Voyages, you're a rock star. I mean, you get to the front of the line of everything. So if you don't want to wait in line for stuff on Virgin Voyages, you just become a rock star. That's one of the perks that you're paying for, and it is one of the great things. Horace, if you want me to email you anything, you're going to have to email me, because I'm not going to remember anything the moment the show ends. So you can email me and just tell me what you're asking for, and I'll be happy to send you some information. Hey, Silver Librarian, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, so Cynthia says, do not book a flight through Norwegian. You send a friend to Fort Lauderdale when their ship left from Miami and cut it tight. Now, that is not unusual, though. I would not book through Norwegian because I don't think they have any good, I don't think they have a good flight program. I really don't.
Although we have people who use them regularly and swear they've had no problems.
Yes, as long as they're willing to know that things, so basically Norwegian's good if there's no changes. But sometimes if there's changes at the last minute, they're not the most helpful in helping you get things squared away. They basically want you to take care of it. I don't like that. But flying somebody to Fort Lauderdale for a Miami flight is actually not unusual, because very often the flights are cheaper to one or the other, and then the airline, the cruise line should have provided a shuttle to get them over. And you said that they cut it tight. Now, generally, when the cruise lines book the flights and they know people are coming in, they're going to hold the ship. Usually, they will hold that ship. We've been on a couple of ships where they've held it and said, yeah, we've got 20 people coming in on a flight, whatever, so we're just waiting for the plane to get here so the guests can get here. But that's actually not that unusual to fly somebody to Miami for a Fort Lauderdale flight, to Fort Lauderdale for a Miami flight.
A
lot of people do that.
30, 40 minutes apart?
Yeah, if there was no traffic, they'd be 20 minutes apart, but they're about 30, 35 minutes apart. So, So see this one, Sue and Phil are saying their sister booked through airfare through Viking and is booked on flights from Orlando to Toronto to Frankfurt to Athens. That's an exhausting day of flying.
Yeah.
And this is Viking. I mean, this is a high-end luxury cruise line, right? And maybe that's the best they could do, but I'm telling you, from Orlando, I probably would fly out of Fort Lauderdale or Miami, just take the Brightline on down, because you're probably going to get a flight that's going to shoot you straight over to like London or Germany. Or even from here, we can go to Germany.
Here, you could at least have just one stop.
Yeah, you could have at least one stop. Easily. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's just that. It's nicer to have the full control. Some of the cruise lines will allow you for an extra fee to have more control, but in general, they're just going to book you on what they're going to book you on.
And I have to say, I tend to go directly to whichever. I mean, I might investigate my options on one of the travel expediting websites, but I go to the individual airline when I go to book it, because so many times, like you'll say, oh, I want premium economy seats.
Yeah.
One of your flights will be premium economy, one will be economy, and of course it always ends up the economy one is the longest leg of your flight.
Yeah, you always want to make
sure. Or they'll leave you only like 40 minutes in between your two flights if you have, I like to, I'm a control freak.
Yeah. Databetic wants to know if lanai used as a synonym for a patio outside of Hawaii. We use the word lanai instead of patio. Wasn't sure there are many other places to do it. So basically, the lanai on Princess, so you have your room, then you've got a lanai, which is like it's an enclosed patio, and then you have your balcony. So the cabana mini suites on the Star and the Sun Princess have what they call a lanai between the room and the balcony. So it's kind of, they like using it in cruising because it's a fancy term. Instead of just saying a porch or something, they call it a lanai. And so that's what I think a lanai is not actually closed in. Like this might be more like a lanai because it's got screen, not actually closed in on all sides. But,
I think technically that one's kind of got glass doors on the
well, it's closed.
one
That's
side.
what I'm saying. It is closed in completely. So it's not like open air. So,
But I think you can open those one set of doors.
yes, you can. You can. So, wow, we've been, man, it's already a half hour in. I've got a big surprise. I got a big holiday surprise that I kind of teased on Facebook earlier. So first of all, I want to remind all y'all, we have one of the most amazing cruises coming up, one of the most amazing group cruises coming up. I think we have 52 people already booked on this one. In December of 2027, we are going on the Avalon View. This is Christmas time on the Rhine. It's going to be a Christmas cruise starting in Basel, Switzerland, ending up in Frankfurt, Germany. It's a 7-night cruise. Basel, Brisach, Kiel for Strasbourg, Ludwigshafen, Rudesheim, Cologne, Mainz, and then Frankfurt. And we will probably be flying into, where we fly? Zurich, Switzerland for a few days because there are some amazing Christmas markets there. This is where we have the big surprise. I'm so excited about this. In fact, I'm going to drop a video very, very shortly. We have a special guest coming with us on our Christmas cruise. Stephanie is going to be coming with us. The wonderful Stephanie from the Sean and Steph channel. We were talking about it on the Margaritaville cruise, and she is coming with us. I love the little dorky hat that I put on her right there. She was not wearing that. But so as if you didn't have enough reasons to come on the Christmas cruise, Stephanie is now going to be coming on the Christmas markets cruise with us.
Barring any last minute
Any big
Disney emergencies.
Disney emergency with the mouse. We've already told the mouse, no, mouse, you have to let her go. But Stephanie will be coming with us, so you can come hang out with Stephanie. I mean, we're going to be on a small ship. It's only going to be like 150 of us there. So we chose this one for two reasons. Number one, just because of where it lands. This is December 7th through the 14th, so you can be home for Thanksgiving, you can be home for Christmas. Do all your Christmas shopping. I mean, you're going to be like, everybody's going to be so mad at you because you're going to come home with all these amazing gifts from Europe. And everybody else is going to be like, yeah, here's your gift card. Here's your thing from Kohl's. Here's your thing from Target. Oh, I got this for you in Strasbourg, France at this. You're going to have these great stories about your gifts. So Stephanie's going to be coming with us. And then the second reason why we chose this particular cruise line and this ship is because these are panorama suite ships, and about 80% of the ships are the panorama suites. And so it's a 11 or 14 foot wide by floor to ceiling glass, and your bed faces the glass. There's no balconies in the rooms on these ships. You can slide the door open and have a French balcony, but I mean, it's going to be December in Europe. It's probably going to be cold. So you'll just be able to sit in bed and just look out. Or if we're tied up to another ship, you can sit in bed and look into the room of the ship right next to you too, which will be interesting.
There's curtains, don't
There's
worry.
curtains, there are curtains. But yeah, so that's why we chose the specific date, and that's why we chose the specific ship. I mean, there are opportunities to go outside. You can go up on the top deck and go outside and look. It is truly going to be magical. And now with Stephanie coming along, it just makes it even that much more magical. So if you'd like to come along, we do have $400 per person savings, and that is locked in. In fact, not only did we lock in, it might even be more now, because we actually locked in the rate. We locked in a $250 off special per person, and we locked in free prepaid gratuities when we set this group up. And those amenities are locked until the rooms sell out. So, I mean, it's absolutely, usually with a group, we have just so much time that we can hold these rooms, or we only have so many rooms. Well, they're like, we're not even putting a cap on the rooms. You can book as many rooms as you want. It's like, okay, let's try to book the whole ship. So right now, as of right now, only 2 other rooms are booked on the entire ship. That's not us. So we could be super annoying and just book the whole ship, and those 2 rooms are going to be like, what happened? Why are we not invited to the party?
That's so sad. They can come to our party.
They can come to our party. So yeah, so if you want to join us on that, of course, hey, last minute, if you don't have any plans for Christmas, Christmas is coming up in a few weeks now. God, in a few weeks now. It's
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
it's
week.
25 days till this cruise.
25 days until this cruise. You still have time to come join it. The Cunard Queen Elizabeth is sailing 12 days out of Miami.
Those inventories getting a little more limited, but
The
there
inventory
is
is very
still.
limited right now, but there's still room if you want to come join us. I'm picking up my tuxedo next week. In a week or so, I'm picking up my tuxedo. Got my tuxedo all picked out. She did the sizing and whatever she had to do, measuring on it the other day. So I got my tuxedo all ready to go. Now, here's the big thing. In fact, I got to do a TikTok about
And you
this.
don't have to wear a tuxedo, don't
They
worry.
changed the dress codes on Cunard. Like they changed them in a big way on Cunard. So basically, Cunard's dress code, except for gala night, is now just business casual. You know, basically whatever you would wear to dinner on Princess in the main dining room or a restaurant, Celebrity, you know, whatever you would wear on those
shorts,
cruise lines.
no athletic gear, but
Yeah, just, you know, you can wear nice jeans, slacks. Women just wear dresses, skirts, slacks. So you don't have to get all dressed up. Now on gala night, if you want to go to certain restaurant, they still want you to wear a jacket, but it does not have to be a suit, does not have to be anything. But they really relaxed the dress code on Cunard. So yeah, if you're not doing anything for Christmas this year, still don't have any plans, and maybe you're close by to Miami, come join us on that particular ship. That would be absolutely amazing. Dominic says that when they book flights with Norwegian, they don't include the luggage fees, and when you book airline direct, you can get a better deal. I mean, that is one of the things. They're probably not going to include some of the things that you're used to getting with the airline. Plus, you know, you can always, like, when you book directly with an airline, there's sometimes you get like 6 choices. You know, you want the economy, you want the economy plus, you want the economy main cabin, you want da. Whereas with the cruise line, you're just going to get, you know, economy. And it's whichever one they choose. So yeah, so, you know, booking direct, it's just like anything else, you know, booking direct with the airline, you will get more choices than you will through the cruise line. Because the cruise line buying in bulk is what they're doing. So they will,
I
they
mean,
will do that.
it's often worth comparing. But I don't think there's any cruise line that allows you more than maybe 2 or 3 days deviation. So if you want to go in, like we want to go in 5 or 6 days before our med cruise, can't do that through the cruise line.
Yeah.
Because they don't let you have that
Right.
much of a deviation before the cruise.
Yeah, like what Rebecca's talking about, we're going to Italy in October. We have a cruise, October 23rd. In fact, let me just go ahead and put that up for those of you watching. October 23rd through November 2nd, yet another group cruise. I think we have 3 cabins left now. We just sold another one. I think we have 2 or 3 cabins still left on this. This is the Celebrity Constellation sailing
At the
October
group rates,
23rd.
we still have,
Yeah.
you can still book and we can move you into the group.
Yes, so October 23rd through November 2nd of 2026, we're on the Celebrity Constellation, Ravenna, Split, Dubrovnik, Kotor, Messina, Salerno, Portofino, La Spezia, Civitavecchia. So it's basically 10 days around Italy. And we have 2 or 3 rooms left at the group rates. I want to say they're all concierge balconies. The price with the Wi-Fi and the beverage package is lower than Celebrity's current standard rate, just because we locked in these rates over a year ago. So if you want to come join us with that, and what Rebecca was talking about is that we're going to fly in 5 or 6 days early. We're flying into Rome, and we're going to spend some time in Rome. Then we're going to transfer up to Venice. We're going to spend a couple days in Venice, and then we're going to transfer over to Ravenna for one night before we get on the ship. We're still working on that with a couple of. I'm trying to get a package price. We may end up just not even getting a package price. We may just pick the hotels and pick the tours ourselves. So, but I am talking to, I think, 3 different of our land partners to see if we can't just put together one package to go. So yeah. So we're going to try to do that. So, oh, you're excited about the Avalon trip? That's great, Betty. SK costs for, what, are you talking about Italy? Italy and Croatia? I don't have it offhand. I would have to look it up. I don't know. Yeah, Italy, I don't have it offhand. The price might be on our website. I think it may be on the website. So if you go to where'swaltertravel.com, group travel, click on that. I think it'll be there. I don't even know. Let's see. Is it there? Let's take a quick look. And Gary, while I'm doing that, Gary wants to know, are there actually good deals on Travel Tuesday? I mean, like anything else. It just depends on where you go and who it is. But I
really-
can tell you the Black Friday deals are better this year than I think I've ever seen them.
And really, the only way to know if there are good deals out there is if you've already been tracking things that you're interested in, whether it's the cruise or the add-ons.
Yeah.
You have to have been tracking that in order to know whether whatever they're advertising is actually a good deal.
Exactly, because all the cruise lines and every travel partner does is they just raise the base rate. I see people all the time, hey, I see something is 50% off. Hey, I see this is, 40% off. Is that a good deal? The percentage doesn't matter. What actually matters is the bottom line rate. And unless you've been tracking that, because all they have to do, is 50% off of what? Yesterday was 50% off 1,000. Today it's 50% off 1,200. So it's like they actually just, raised the base rate. So it looks like the rooms that we have are about 5,900. That's for a 10-day cruise. That's the concierge class on the Celebrity Constellation. And that includes the beverage package and the Wi-Fi. And the standard rate on Celebrity will be well over, I think it's like 6,500 just for the base rate without the package on it. So our rate is actually lower right now. But that's what it looks like. I would have to confirm, but I just took a quick look at our back-end system, and that's what it looks like. So good morning, Warren from Texas, and I saw Willie B joined us over on TikTok. Hi, Willie B. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. We're going to have to go get on that aqua slide coaster again one of these days soon. Alex, you're welcome for booking your cruise. Hey, Nancy, how are you? I'm so sorry I missed some of these people. So sorry that I missed some of this stuff. I try to answer every question. Sorry if I missed you. Alex wants to know, let me just get this. Can you add a flight to Princess Cruises after booking the cruise? Absolutely. You can even do it yourself. If you go into the app, you can bring up Easy Air and book the flights right there, or you can just do it on, you can just go to your, log into your Princess account, but it's Easy Air.
Or Walter can help you as well.
Yeah, I can also help you with that. I can book the flight for you. I can bring it. I do that all the time for folks where I'll bring up the Easy Air and we'll just talk through it together. But yeah, no, you can absolutely do that. You can go in there and book the flights yourself through them and take a look. I always recommend that you take a look. Whenever clients ask me about flights, I think we book maybe 25 to 30% of flights for clients.
I don't know if it's quite that high.
Yeah, I mean, most of the flights are booked by our clients because, you're using points or, certain credit cards or whatever it is. And also, I use a third party for my flights. If we're not booking through the cruise line, I use a third-party system. And the airlines are more and more holding back flights from that system. So number one, I may not have access to all the flights that you would if you just went directly to the airline. And then sometimes your rates are better because the airlines are kind of holding back some of the better rates than with the third parties. So with the flights, more often than not, our clients are booking their own flights. Yeah, but we're here to help if you want to. Silver Librarian, on Explorer 2, are you expected to tip extra for your stateroom attendant and bar, etc.? How much? So number one, I am not one of those people who tips at the bar every single time. I just, number one, I'm not going to carry cash around with me on the ship. I just think that's annoying. And number two, I will tip my favorite bartender or barista at the end of the cruise if I feel like I got exceptional service.
On Explorer, that's not what we did.
No, we didn't.
They have Explorer, they have a crew, I forget what they call it, a crew appreciation fund or something. You go to the service desk and you can donate to this crew appreciation fund, and they use that for things like if people need emergency flights home, or they'll throw parties or things like that.
Yeah, so on Explorer, you don't actually give cash to the individual people. You put it into that fund, and then they use that fund. Somebody else does that too.
I don't know.
There's somebody else who had a fund like that too, and I'm trying to remember. But yeah, so that's how it works on Explorer, is you put it into the fund instead of giving it directly to them. And yeah, so just check in with the customer service
And
desk.
how much is totally up to you.
Yeah, because the whatchamacallit, the gratuities are included in the fare on Explorer. Oh, you are going to have such a great time on Explorer. Oh man, we are talking about putting together a group on Explorer. We were originally going to be part of a Holland America cruise in February 2027, but we backed out of that, so now we can concentrate on putting together our own group instead. So we're working on that. We're also looking very strongly at the Margaritaville Beachcomber, so expect something to come from that at some point. And but we're looking at things like Norway. We're looking at South Pacific, Japan. Japan is high on my list now. So, Rebecca and I are really trying to scour like where do we really want to go, and then try to take you guys with it. Because the way that the Christmas cruise just blew up was insane. It was just absolutely amazing because it's something that we really want to do. And we also knew that it was going to be a bit more expensive than some of the other cruises we've been on. So let's give ourselves 2 years to pay for it. And, final payment on that's not due till September of 27. So we've got all kinds of time. We did pay off little by little. In fact, everybody has been doing that. It's been so impressive with the Christmas markets, how people are people are already paying, $500 a month, $200 a month, $300 a month, so that you're not going to have that big payment when we get to September of 27. So, I think it's pretty cool how all that's working out. So so we're going to have some more groups coming up too in the somewhat near future. Right now we got Hawaii sort of kind of figured out, and now John was saying that he's waiting on booking his flights until we have the land portion. We really want to get that land portion nailed because we don't want you guys waiting on your flights.
Yeah.
If it turns out that we just have to put it together ourselves, we're going to put it together ourselves. But we've kind of been going back and forth a little bit with our land partners, trying to come up with some ideas. And it may just be we're just going to put it together ourselves at some point. But at the very least, John, and everybody who's going to Italy with us, even if we don't have a firm plan, we're going to say, okay, this is when we're flying into Rome, this is when we're going to Venice, and then that last night. I highly recommend for anybody who's going to Italy and you're going to sail out of Ravenna or Trieste. Both of those are the large ship ports for Venice, and they are a good 3.5 hours away from Venice. I highly recommend overnighting in Ravenna the night before the cruise, because that's 3.5 hours. I think it's a 2-lane road, or I don't know, 4-lane highway, something like that. It's not a big road. And I would fly into Venice like 3 days early, spend 2 nights in Venice, and then get on, because Ravenna looks gorgeous. Actually, Ravenna looks like a beautiful city.
They are apparently very, very famous for their mosaics.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to go to Ravenna in the morning and spend the whole day just going on around and looking at Ravenna for the night. So that's going to be very exciting. But John, we know that you and a couple others are waiting to book your tickets to Italy, so we want to get you.
I'm kind of roughly thinking of 3 days in Rome and 2 days in Venice. I'm just not sure about kind of the travel days in between, whether to count those or not count those.
Yeah. So we're going to work on that this week. I'd like to have something to you guys, maybe by next weekend, be able to send you guys something. Go, here's the rough itinerary for Italy, so y'all can go ahead and start making your plans. At least for the flights, you can go ahead and make your flight plans. So that'll be good. So so we're very excited about that. Very excited about that cruise again. And if you're just tuning in, welcome to the show. Thank you so much. I am Walter, your independent travel agent with Where's Walter Travel. We're celebrating 3 years in business. We're also celebrating 3 years in a row as a Virgin Voyages Top 100 sales partner. We're incredibly proud of that. 3 years in business, 3 years, in the top 100 sales of Virgin Voyages. That's just insane for me. But our services are truly 100% free to you. Wherever you're watching me, there are links in the description. There's links in the bio. Or you can just reach out to me at where'swaltertravel.com/contact us, and you will be able to reach out to us, and we can book your cruise. And we talk about cruises. This is a cruise Q&A, but we also book land tours. We have a whole bunch of land tour partners, so we can book land tours as well, pre and post cruise and things like that. So in fact, some of those partners are the ones that we're talking to right now to see if we can't make it's kind of a weird. We're trying to do something short. Usually these tours are like 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, 18 days. We're trying to do something like 5 or 6, and there's really not a lot of 5 or 6 pre-built things out there. So we're trying to work with some of them to see, well, can we just do this? Can we do that? And so that's kind of where that's kind of where we're landing right now with Italy, and that's why we may end up just kind of doing something on our own, but we're not really sure. So thank you, Horace. Really appreciate that. I really appreciate the congrats. So
And I have to say, the thing I'm most excited about this top 100 cruise is because it's on the Scarlet Lady. We have not tried Lucky Lotus yet.
no, we have not. And even if we have to stand in line and wait 5 hours, we're going to try it.
Or eat at 9:45.
Well, yeah, whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. We will just eat because we can have a pizza and then we can go to Lucky Lotus.
Well, pizza might not be the best choice.
Yes,
Maybe a salad.
it's a great choice. No,
A
pizza is a
salad.
great choice. Pizza and then Lucky Lotus is a great choice. Or Lucky Lotus then pizza, whichever. Whatever. It all works. It all works. So, yeah, Alex, an Explorer Group cruise is coming, trust me. In fact, Brandon was supposed to be here. Brandon from Explorer Journeys is going to do another live stream with me, but he wants to do it here. He actually wants to come to the house. So we're going to make some homemade pasta. We're going to have some fun. Unfortunately, the date that we had set up was actually during the Top 100 cruise. I think it'd be hilarious for Brandon to come on the ship with us and we do the live from the ship. That would be hilarious. But no, it is coming up. It's something that I'll be talking to Brandon about. We're going to try to find the right cruise. So Mimi said Lucky Lotus was awesomely delicious. I like it. And there's a lot of capitals going on in there with awesomely delicious. Horace says the Virgin Voyages pizza is awesome. It's awesome again. There was a period there where I thought the pizza quality kind of went down a little bit. The crust got like a little bit too thin and a little too crunchy, and now, like on Brilliant Lady, it was excellent again. It was really, really good. So, Cynthia says the ribs are awesome, but very hot flavor. So I mean, I guess you're talking about spicy. Yeah, so I'm good with some spice. I'm not good with a lot of spice. I can take more spice, than I used to. But I'm still not anywhere close to Rebecca. Not even close to Rebecca. So
And
yeah.
I don't eat meat, so I won't be having
Yeah. So I see you guys talking about Explorer Group cruise, maybe like in later part of the year. That would be in the Caribbean, probably. I'd rather not go to the Caribbean on Explorer. I'd rather. If I can, I don't know. I mean,
I don't
maybe
know.
it will be. Yeah, maybe it will be.
The prices seem to be a little better in the
Well,
Caribbean
that's true.
than
The
they
Caribbean
are
is the
in-
best prices
in
than anywhere
Europe.
else. Yeah, the Caribbean prices are the best prices than anywhere else. So yeah, so maybe it will be. Maybe it'll be a fall cruise then. Halloween. We could go for Halloween. We could be
When?
the crazies.
When?
I don't know. When?
Not next year.
You tell me.
Not next year.
Not next year, no, because we're doing that. Well, maybe 27. Who knows?
Maybe winter 27.
Who knows? Well, winter 27. Where are we going to be? Europe.
No, I'm talking
Before that.
like January, February,
Oh, I mean.
beginning of the year.
Oh, beginning of the year is what you're talking about. I got you. Yeah, you never know. I mean, we'll figure this out. We will
I know,
figure
we
this out.
got to look at it.
Yeah. So.
And it's hard. I mean, it's hard to balance, what the cost is versus wanting to do as many days as possible on Explorer.
Explorer, I mean, that's one where, you can spend 21 days on there and you will be a very happy camper because the food is just so ridiculously good. The service is really, really good. If you're somebody who has, you've been doing balconies, you maybe have been doing mini suites, you've been doing suites, Rockstar, things like that.
Well, yeah, it's right in that range.
It's right in that range. It's the thing. It's not like Viking, Regent, even sometimes Oceania kind of shoots up there very quickly. Explorer is going up though. I mean, gosh, Explorer was dirt cheap when it first came out, and now that it used to be one of those things when I mentioned Explorer Journeys, people would be like, "What's that? I don't know what it is." Now clients are coming to me going, "Hey, I want to go on this thing called Explorer." So the marketing is out there, the word of mouth is out there. And now the price is starting to
And we always knew the price
go
was
up.
too low for what you were getting.
Oh, the prices were way too low, and they knew it. But that's part of being a privately owned company. Like Royal Caribbean comes out with the new Icon of the Seas, and the price is just hey, it's $6,000 to get an interior because we're Royal Caribbean, we got a new ship. And when Explorer Journeys came out, it was like $2,500 to get onto the ship because they just wanted you on the ship. They knew that once you got on the ship, you weren't going to go anywhere else, and that is the thing about Explorer Journeys. Well, now they're filling the ships, and now they're starting to raise those prices because the ships are starting to fill up. which
And
is
I will
great.
have to say, if
Yeah.
you're coming at Explorer from, say, Regent or Silver Sea,
Mm-hmm.
it might feel like a little bit less than, but if you're
Yes.
coming at it from a mainstream, even the mainstream suites,
Yes.
it will feel more than.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, those like Gary Bembridge, I think did a great. Gary is like he's Regent, he's Seabourn, he's Silver Sea, and he did a hard comparison because they are trying to position themselves in that ultra luxury space, and Gary's like they're about halfway there. I think Gary gave a very honest critique of some of the things that were missing or maybe what he considers lacking compared to the Regent, the Silver Sea, the Seabourns out there, maybe the Ponant and the Ritz-Carltons. But when you compare them to Virgin, Princess, even Oceania Azamara,
Norwegian
Celebrity, Norwegian Haven, they are definitely a step up. Even the Yacht Club. I've met multiple people there who used to book the Yacht Club on MSC, and they're like, we just decided to come over here because the whole ship is the Yacht Club. The food is far superior over here. The service is superior, and it's not as crazy of a ship. So I see you guys talking about the mini suites over there. I will say we booked a couple of folks, the mini suites on the Sun and the Star Princess. We booked some folks on the Deck 9 Cabana mini suites. We have not had any complaints about noise coming up from the atrium. I can see where that could potentially be a problem because you are walking in. Deck 9 is an entry point right into the atrium. So if you have a mini suite that's closer to the atrium side, you're going to get noise just because the doors are going to be opening and closing or the hallway is there. So if you're going to be on Deck 9, you want to be on the opposite side away from the atrium. So yeah, that's a very good point you guys are bringing up. That with the Star and the Sun Princess, the cabanas are on Deck 9, which is so the main piazza is Deck 7, 8, and 9. And there's stuff going on in that piazza all day long. And if you're close to the side where you walk into the cabana suites, you are going to hear the atrium noise. That's a very good point you guys are bringing up there. Aaron wants to know, would anyone hold it against him if he preferred Carnival's pizza over Royal Princess and Virgin Voyages? Well, Royal Caribbean has some of the worst pizza at sea, hands down. That Sorrento's pizza is just terrible. Now, Giovanni's has good pizza, but Sorrento's, that's just, for me, it's just awful. I'd rather have frozen pizza than that. No, you know what? On the Carnival Mardi Gras, that pizza was phenomenal. It was absolutely
really good.
phenomenal. So no, I think Carnival's pizza is really close to Princess. Virgin just makes a different kind of pizza. I think that's one of the big keys with Virgin. They make different types of pizza. But no, I agree with you, man. On Carnival Mardi Gras, man, that pizza was great. It was absolutely great. So yeah, no, I loved it. I loved it. John's liking the idea of Explorer 3. Diabetic actually likes Sorrento's. I'm so sorry. And when Sorrento's is fresh, it can be good.
It can be edible
Yeah, I consider it edible.
if it's
I
fresh.
can be edible. So Diabetic, what's really funny, I did a video, like one of my very early TikToks. I talked about how, this is bad. Like I took a bite of it and I was like, this is just really not that good. And it's the only time I've ever gotten a complaint from a representative. The representative that I had at that time at Royal Caribbean was like, did you really have to say that on camera? And I was like, I really did. It's like, make a better pizza. It's like a $10 billion ship and you can't make a decent pizza. And I even said, Carnival makes a good pizza. Why can't you make a good pizza? So yeah, so no, that's how I really feel. And I do the pizza test, everywhere I go. So I always got to try it. I even tried the pizza, I haven't I have so many videos that I've shot. When we were on Star of the Seas, we were invited into one of those private cabanas by the swim-up pool. And the genie went and got some pizza while we were there. And it was edible. Kel is saying MSC pizza is pretty good. It's really good. Yeah, that is really, really good pizza. It's in the buffet. It's amazing.
Well, I don't know if it's in the buffet on
So,
every ship.
Yeah, it's in the buffet on most of the ship, but it's really, really good. One of the best things about having the yacht club is your butler will go get it for you. You don't have to go down and wait for it. And one of the best values at sea right now is that yacht club. I mean, the price is, talk about the price being low for what you're getting. It's an incredible value to get into the yacht club. on any of those MSC ships. I think one of the only values that's even better. So I think the Sanctuary is an amazing value on Princess. Princess Plus is the best paid package out there. Like nobody comes close to the value that comes with Princess Plus. And then if you want to take it to Princess Premier, you basically have an all-inclusive cruise without the excursion. But the MSC, in terms of a ship within a ship, the value is just incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. So yeah. Yeah, Aaron. Oh, yeah. So Aaron remembers when I thought El Loco Fresh was terrible on one of the ships. I'll say that El Loco Fresh is better on the Icon ship. They've kind of changed how they've done it. On some of the ships, it really is Taco Bell. It's worse than Taco Bell, just because like everything is just staged and out there. But on the Icon ships, it's actually better. They have a fresh salsa bar. It's really, I won't say that it's all prepared fresh, but it seems like it's prepared fresher than it is on some of the other ships. So if you're going on if you haven't been on an Icon class ship, if you're a Royal Caribbean fan, and you have not been on an Icon class ship, there is nothing like it at sea. I mean, period. It is one of the most amazing experiences you will go on. And so many people are like, oh, it's just too many people, it's too many people. The ship is built for that many people, so it's not like log jams all over the place. You can move around the ship very easily. You don't have to wait an hour to get into the show because you've made reservations. Now, if you got standby, yeah, maybe you will, but you can get into the show. So, but it is an amazing, amazing experience. Bill's fan says free pizza is good on any ship. I'll agree with that. Hey, free pizza is fine. I'm not going to eat the Sorrento pizza, but it's still free. I can find plenty of other things. So, Willie B. Some presentation can be better than others, and a lot of people eat with their eyes. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. So,
well, I do find that the key, if you're going to eat Sorrentos, is I wait around for a fresh pizza to come out, because the ones, if they've been sitting there for more than 5 minutes, they're ugh.
Yeah, no, they're just not good. Darla's got a good question. I can't afford a private car. What are car services you have used or recommend, open to suggestions from the community? So I will say that the only one that I recommend is the one we use. It is a private car service. It's a black car service. And the reason why I only book this one is because they show up every frickin' time. I've actually booked these guys twice when clients have been in the air and their service either canceled or something happened, and I booked them while they were in transit, and the car was there waiting for them. Yes, they do cost more.
But depending on where you are, Uber and Lyft can be
Uber and
very
Lyft
useful.
are our go-to.
Yeah.
Really. I think, we use it so much. It's rare that we don't use Uber or Lyft wherever it is we're going. And I like to pre-schedule stuff. Like when we're home and we're going to the airport, I'm gonna schedule it the night before, so it's already scheduled. When we're at the hotel and we're going to the port the next day, I'm gonna schedule it, in advance, and so that it's already scheduled. If you wait until, okay, now we're down at the curb and we're gonna order the car to get to the cruise ship, depending on how busy it is, I mean, you might be waiting 30 minutes, 60 minutes to get a car. But if you schedule it the night before, it's already in the queue. Somebody's already accepted that. So I will give that tip.
And just so you know, Lyft has, they're all over the US and in some parts of Canada.
Yeah.
But Uber is going to be worldwide.
Yeah. So, Horace, I use a private black car service that we have access to as travel agents to book. So, yeah, and what's really nice about them is they do everything from a sedan up to a 54-passenger bus. For Tony and Jenny B, I actually hired a bus that picked up everybody at the Ameritania Hotel in Times Square and took them to the Enchanted Princess. In Philadelphia, we're doing the same thing. We're going to have one or two buses depending on how many people we need. So I really don't understand why TikTok keeps filtering some of these comments. It's so silly. So like Horace just gave a thumbs up, and TikTok's like, we're going to filter that. I unfiltered it. John likes Uber Black. Okay, yeah, the Uber Black is not a bad service too. That's an elevated version of Uber. Lyft has that as well. Lyft has the, if you're in the Disney area in Orlando, we have the minivans. So they cost more, but a SUV will show up painted pink with the polka dot, or red, from Minnie Mouse. So, you know, you can get the minivan, and the only way to get the minivan in the Orlando area is to use Lyft. It's really cute when you see it come driving by. So, yeah, so does anybody else have suggestions for car services? There are car services. One the only other one that I recommend if you're going from Orlando to Port Canaveral, there is a shuttle service called Cocoa Beach Shuttle. And that's the one that I've recommended to folks through the years. I don't book them, but I recommend them to folks. You know, they seem to work really well. Now, at some point, if you've never looked at the train tracks for Brightline train, the train actually goes all the way to Port Canaveral. It goes like within 10 minutes of Port Canaveral before it turns and heads south down to Fort Lauderdale, Miami. So supposedly the train station's coming. It was supposed to be there when they built the Brightline, but all the shuttle services lobbied against it, so it wasn't built because it's quite lucrative doing those shuttles back and forth. But at some point, they're going to build that train station, and then you'll be able to go from Orlando to almost Port Canaveral and then just pick up a short shuttle. And boy, I'll tell you what, I am all in on that when that happens. We love the Brightline. For those of you like driving to Florida from points north, anywhere north of Orlando, I highly recommend that you consider, instead of driving all the way to Fort Lauderdale, driving all the way to Miami, drive to Orlando. You can park at Wally Park. They have a deal with Brightline, so it's cheaper than parking at the airport, and then take the Brightline train down, because, you know, the drive to Orlando is not bad. Once you get down to Fort Lauderdale, you get anywhere near Fort Lauderdale, and then you're driving into the Miami area, that's where it just sucks. There's no other way to say it. It just sucks driving down there. So we do the Brightline, and now some of our clients are starting to, okay, yeah, you know, we can drive down to Orlando. We could either stay the night in Orlando, catch the train in the morning, or just go ahead and catch the train and then stay overnight down there. So it's super easy. When you get to Fort Lauderdale or Miami, again, you pick up a Lyft and Uber, and they take you either to your hotel or they take you on over to the cruise port. So it's really, really easy. So yeah. So we got a bunch of people who are ready to do an Explorer cruise. We've got 6 people already ready to go. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So we'll don't worry. We'll talk to Brandon. We'll get something set up. There's one particular cruise that I've been trying to set up on Explorer for like probably a year now, but I couldn't get anywhere with it. I think I'm just gonna have to. I was trying to rely on other people to help me.
I think we can just do a broader interest.
I think we can. I think what we'll do is we'll promote this cruise that John will be performing his exclusive one-man show during the cruise. John, you have to start working on it now. You've got 2 years to put together a one-man show that you can present to the entire group when we get on Explorer Journeys. I expect it to be done by the pool. That will involve water elements as well. So I will be very disappointed if it does not involve water elements. Roy, optional. If Roy's involved with it in somehow, that's okay, but I expect a one-man show from John. That's what I'm expecting.
Maybe Roy can just be the prop master.
Yeah. I think everybody's going to agree with me on that one.
Props.
Yeah, right.
Sequin top hat and tails.
As we go off the rails, hey, you can tell it's Thanksgiving week. It's Thanksgiving week. We're excited. We're very excited. We got Zach and Mindy coming over for dinner. We did invite Stephanie, but Stephanie's got some things going on. By the way, I just mentioned Stephanie. If you're just tuning in, Stephanie is coming with us to Europe for our big Christmas markets cruise in 2027, Christmas time on the Rhine. I'm going to leave that on there. While I answer this, I got one Doc Mom, I think it is. Favorite Alaska cruise line and itinerary, and do we recommend a cruise tour? What a fabulous question. Thank you for that. So in Alaska, we lean very heavily into Princess and Holland America. The reason for that is because most of our guests want to go to Glacier Bay. What's the excitement about Glacier Bay? In fact, I was talking about this with somebody yesterday. The thing about Glacier Bay, it is the only glacier where the ship seems like it's like pulling right up to the glacier. You get so close to it that when you're standing on your balcony, you're standing on the ship, you are looking up at it. It is so tall. That is the only glacier where the ships can get that close. And really, Princess, because they've been going there over 50 years, and Holland America, because they've been going there over 75 years, they pretty much own Glacier Bay. I think there's only 2 ships a day that can go in there, maybe 3 ships a
And I
day.
have seen Glacier Bay like once in a blue
Yeah.
moon on somebody else's itinerary.
Every so often, it shows up on other cruise lines. But if you want to, if you absolutely want Glacier Bay, then that's your only choice. The other cool thing about Princess is some of their itineraries include College Fjord, which I think is one of the, actually, to me, it's even prettier than Glacier
It's
Bay.
their northbound itinerary.
Yeah, so College Fjord, I think, as far as I know, only Princess does it. Maybe Holland does it, but that's another beautiful location. I personally like the one-ways, if you're only going to do 7 days. All of this being said, you don't have to go to Glacier Bay. We were on Oceania for 12 days in June and July, and that was a round trip Seattle. And what I absolutely loved about that one is we went to very small ports that not many ships go to. And we went to Haines, we went to Sitka, we went to Klawock, we went to Icy Strait Point, which is, a pretty standard port now, and then Wrangell.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the 4th of July in Wrangell. Boy, talk about small town America. That was so freaking cool. That was awesome. So it depends on what you're looking for. The big 3 are Ketchikan, Skagway, Juneau. And Juneau especially has really blown up commercially, so it's a lot different than it used to be. Ketchikan, while it's big, I think it still has retained a lot of that, what I call the Alaska feel to it. And then your other part of the question was, do I recommend a cruise tour? 1,000% I recommend a cruise tour, especially your first time up there. If you have the time and the wherewithal, we recommend a 14-day cruise tour. Do the 7 days on land, do the 7 days on the ship, do the 7 days on land first, because you're going to be moving around, and then get on the ship. You see so much, I think you see much more wildlife on the land portion than you will on the ship portion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. We did it. We did it the
Very end of May, beginning of June.
If you want to see the babies, you go in May, June, and then you're also off season, right? If you're okay going in the fall, then go in the fall. If you go June to August, you're going to be right there in the heart of all the families. There's over 100 ships. There's a lot of people in Alaska.
The one thing caveat I will say is you don't want to go too early in May if you want to do the Tundra Wilderness Tour in
Yes.
Denali.
Yes.
Because the Natural History Tour, I think, starts kind of
Yeah.
fairly early in May, but the Tundra Wilderness Tour doesn't start till a little bit later.
Yeah,
So if you want to do that, and I highly recommend that you do that,
yeah.
probably the 3rd or 4th week in May is what you're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, and if you want to reach out, again, our services are 100% free to you. I have lost track of how many Alaska. In fact, we've just been booking Alaska like crazy the past 3 weeks alone, but I think we booked well over 100, 200 Princess cruises in Alaska.
And I think the
So,
answer to that question can also vary depending on whether it's your first time in Alaska or maybe your 4th time.
And how many people are going?
Yeah.
We have one group that I think is taking like 15 or 20 people up there, so we have to be cognizant of what everybody wants, not just a few. So if you want them help.
If you want to do just the cruise, Holland America has some lovely,
Oh.
very long
Yeah,
Alaska cruises. They have 14 and 28-day cruises. They're
right in the beginning of
amazing.
the season. Right
Beginning
in the
and
beginning of the
end.
season. Yeah. The 28-day one is insane. Oh my God, it's like everything in Alaska you could ever want to see from a ship is insane. But the 14-day one, we actually had a client go on that. She was just like, wow. And our 12-day Alaska cruise was amazing. But we had already done a 14-day cruise tour in the past. So yeah. Yeah, and John is saying make sure you book the Mediterranean trip if you want to come join us. While we're waiting for John to develop a one-man show for Explorer Journeys, you can come with us to
Maybe he
to
can
Italy.
workshop the
Yeah,
the
there you go,
show
John. We can
in-
workshop the show in Italy while we're waiting. Yeah, one of the things that I absolutely love about this job is that we have become good friends with so many people. And John and Alex have been two of our biggest supporters. Betty, so many of y'all who are joining us every single week. You don't know how much we appreciate this. I told you we're a top 10 sales partner with Virgin Voyages. We are also, I'm also the number 5 agent for the year at KHM Travel Group, and that's out of 5,500 or so travel agents, something like that. So you all have been absolutely amazing for us. I don't really keep track of that kind of stuff. Other people tell me, hey, do you know you're in top 5? And by the way, Where's Walter Travel is the number 10 travel agency with KHM Travel Group. So we just appreciate you guys so much. And letting us come along and allowing me to joke with you guys like that. John is just one of the most fun people to travel with. I can't wait for y'all to meet him and come travel with him. In fact, go back and watch a show. We did a show. I don't know, when did we do that show, John? I think we just need to do another show. But we did a show when John went on the World America. We had a blast. We had some cocktails. We talked about World America. We talked about Yacht Club. I think we're just going to have to do that. Maybe we just get a bunch of y'all on a show sometime on a Thursday night. That'll be hilarious. Hey, thanks, Horace. Thanks, One Doc Mom. Really appreciate it. Silver Honda is so close to the grandeur of the seas. Cannot wait. Yes, Alex said I just helped you reprice your cruise. Yeah, so, there are certain, the whole thing with repricing a cruise, some people are throwing monkey wrenches into it now. Princess just threw a huge monkey wrench into repricing their cruises because they changed their policies. Their policies are now non-refundable.
Deposit.
Yeah, non-refundable deposit. So somebody and Holland America, Holland America Princess, we basically have to cancel your cruise. We got to rebook your cruise. And when we do that, the room that you have, there's a possibility that you can lose that room because what happens is, we cancel your room. Then we got to do some things, and then we go back in to grab the room. Well, that could be, 1 minute, could be 5 minutes, could be 10 minutes before we actually get back to grabbing your room. And if somebody is right there ready to grab that room, they take that room out from under you.
And if you have any excursions or extras booked at good deals,
boom, gone.
They're gone.
They're all gone. So everything's gone. So like yesterday, somebody asked me to potentially reprice something on Holland America, and it would better to leave them alone. Just let them sit there because the room that they had a very specific room that they wanted, and I'm like, guys, I may not get it back. And then once we looked at everything, it was like, just sit tight. If it drops more, then we can come back and look at redoing it. So I like to look at the whole big picture. It's like, does it work in your favor to actually do the reprice, or are there reasons why we should leave this alone for now? It's not a big enough deal. But if the deal gets better, then yes.
Or if you've got, more than one cabin that you're trying to reprice, that you had them all booked all together.
Yes.
You may not be able to do that.
Yes. Yeah. So you need to, it's always interesting because sometimes it just goes down, it goes down a little bit, but there's other factors that come into play. And it's like, we always have to look at the big picture. If I just simply reprice you, you may have lost your onboard credit, you may have lost this, you may have lost that. And like she said, if we have to cancel and rebook everything that you booked. We had that recently. Eric was watching earlier where it was a very good deal. We were able to reprice him, but he had to rebook the Vibe Beach Club, he had to rebook the Wi-Fi package, he had to rebook everything because it had all been canceled. Luckily, those prices had not changed. Horace, have we been on the Celebrity Beyond and the retreat? We have not yet. No, that is something that we have to correct desperately. We actually have, the Apexes?
Apex.
Yeah, so we have the Apex now in Port Canaveral, so we have no excuse. It's literally sitting an hour away from us. So yes, we need to go down there. We've not even experienced an Edge class ship yet. So we've been on the Solstice class 4 times. Love that class. I cannot wait to see them when they are refurbished. They're all getting a $250 million refurb, which is, I'm so excited about that. That's going to be a very good thing. But, whoops. Let me get rid of that. Sorry, Alex. I don't know why that popped back up. It's just software. That's what it is. It's just software. It kind of keeps the comments up there the whole time. So, but yeah, so we need to fix that. We need to get over there. We have a good friend, Peter. over at Cruise RX, the Cruise RX channel on YouTube. He's one of our travel partners. He pretty much exclusively goes on to Beyond. So if you want any information about the Beyond, check out the Cruise RX channel. He has been on there quite a bit and has vlogged
And
about
in
it.
the retreat.
Quite a bit. Yeah, and he's always in the retreat. He, at the very least, he gets a Sky Suite. So yeah, he's always up there. So, so... Oh, let's see what we got here. Hi, Celeste. How are you? Good to see you. How is Virgin Voyages handling the reservations made prior to them changing their price structure and gratuities included policy? If you booked your cruise before the voyage fare choice policy became the new rule, I think that was maybe November 1st, something like that. Everything stays the same with your booking. The only thing that changed is that if you have a standard stateroom, you can now book 60 days in advance for your dining reservation. And if you're a rock star, you can book 120 days in advance for your dining reservation. Everything else stays exactly the same. Now, if you want to reprice your cruise, again, cancel and rebook. So now you're going to be subject to the same policies, fares, all of that. I pretty much book everybody as in that essential fare category. So the essential fare, basically what we've been booking all these years. The base fare, the only reason why you would book the base fare is last minute. I don't think the base fare is worth. I mean, if you book the base fare if it's last minute, or you flat out don't care where you eat. It's like, I don't need the dining reservation. I just don't care, because you're not going to be able to book the dining reservation until 15 days out. There's not going to be any dining reservation to book 15 days out. You're just going to have to wait till you get on the ship. So the essential fare is where I go. Although some of our clients are starting to like this premium, that's the one that people were actually asking me about. Is there any way, where I can get a package that upgrades the Wi-Fi, or maybe, does this, that, or the other? So that premium package has been very attractive. I don't think it's priced unreasonably for what you get. So, but no, that's really all that changed is that they just changed when you can book, when you can book the dining. They pushed it back. So, thank you for the information on the cabana deck. I mean, you got to be real careful with those cabana mini suites. You don't want to be near the lobby, that is for sure. You want to stay away from the lobby. You also want to look at what's below you. Like, is the theater below you? You don't want to be there. I really like the sanctuary rooms. I mean, unbelievable. The other room, what I really enjoyed? We were in a cove balcony. I loved that. We were right down by the water. It was so cool being down. We were literally below the lifeboats. I really enjoyed that. And we're on deck 6. So, boom, come right up. There's deck 7. We're in the piazza. I loved it. I loved it. So, if you're looking at balconies, cove balcony is a completely different experience than anything I've ever done on a cruise ship. So that was super, super cool. So, Cynthia's saying that Virgin hasn't changed their prices. The prices the prices went up a little bit. They definitely have slid up a little bit for certain cruises. They just took the gratuities out. I still don't understand why they did that. They're like, we just wanted to be more transparent, blah, 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 blah. But, Oceania has the gratuities in there. Explorer has the gratuities in there. So I still don't quite understand. They just want their prices to look lower. So their prices are like, $280 lower than they were before, because the gratuities aren't in there. I just automatically drop them right back in. I have to remember, because I'm not used to it, I have to remember to go in and go, oh yeah, I got to add the gratuities on there, so it's not a surprise. But, hey, Eric, you're still here. Yay! Virgin is a great line. They're going to have to figure out what to do with those really long lines, because that just really, to me, that really does detract. Not only does it detract from the people who are standing in line, but people who are trying to enjoy the roundabout. I mean, there's this long line just coming right through, and you're trying to listen to music, or you're trying to, move about the ship. And there's this massive line just cutting through. The ship is not big enough for lines. It's very narrow. So Virgin does have to figure this out because the pushback, the complaints are getting louder about those lines. So they're just going to have to figure it out. And you know, you guys know I'm brutally honest about this. And when people book Virgin Voyages, I'm telling them now, you know, you may have, if you really want to see these shows, you are going to have to somebody's going to have to get in line and wait, which we did. You know, I mean, we were on for 13 days. So. Oh, Horace, you saw the video from the Cove balcony. I mean, the sail away from Fort Lauderdale was cool. By the way, if you guys haven't checked out my YouTube channel, I have well over 60 hours now, I think, of views from a cruise ship. In fact, I have 9 hours alone of the Virgin Voyages Brilliant Lady going through the Nor'easter. I just stuck the camera on the balcony and left it there, and it's a really cool video. But you know, if you just want like views from a cruise ship. You know, like I said, it's about like 60 hours of it. There's no music, there's no nothing. It's just natural sound. I shot some more videos while we were on the Margaritaville. So, you know, with when we were all in timeout for a couple of years there, that was the thing I missed the most, was just being able to sit out there and enjoy, you know, the water and the views. And I told Rebecca when we get back on the ship, I'm just going to stick a GoPro and I'm going to roll. And now I've got well over 60 hours of those videos just sitting on my YouTube channel. So if you just want something on in the background, or maybe you're having a party or whatever, just you know, start putting one of those on in the background. They're absolutely lovely. They really are. I've got sunsets, sunrises, got islands, got wake views, front views, balcony views. I got so many views there. So one of the coolest wake views is actually, I think it was on the Symphony of the Seas. Man, boy, that wake in the back of the ship, holy crap. You've never felt power like that. If you're ever on an Oasis class ship, go down to the track level, but there are seats in the very, very back, that running track. You just feel the power of that ship. It's just there's this rumble down there. It's unbelievable. I think they have three isopods back there. Wow. But that's one of the views that I have back there. So yeah, just super cool. Yeah, Cynthia, the lines are just ugly. They're bad optics, and I mean, who wants to stand in line that long? I mean, this is supposed to be carefree, easygoing. It's kind of funny, you know. Virgin Voyages is one of those things where, okay, we got to get our dining reservations early. We've got to plan this. We got to plan, like, you do actually have to do a bunch of planning for certain things. But then once you're on the ship, you know, it is a really carefree, laid-back kind of an attitude. I mean, it's impossible to have carefree, laid-back when you have all these restaurants and all these people. You do have to have some structure for that. Yeah, you do have to do a bit of planning, pre-planning, and things like that before you get on your Virgin voyage. So, but I seriously hope you guys will consider coming on to one of our group cruises. Just go to where'swaltertravel.com. There's a group cruise that I haven't been promoting on here, but if any of you are fans of motorcycles, there is a YouTube channel called Cruise Man's Garage. He's got like 75,000 subscribers. He has a group that we're managing on the Norwegian Luna. That's going to be on January 30th of 2027. So if anybody wants to go on the Norwegian Luna and is looking for a group, I think we have 5 or 15% off on that particular cruise. So yeah, if you want to go on that, it's Cruise Man's Garage. So just go to where'swaltertravel.com, click on Group Travel, and then check them all out there. Cruise Man's Garage is in there, as is Tony and Jenny B with La Lita Loca in Philly. That's going to be so much fun. Oh, Brandy, you are so sweet. Thank you so much for the kind words. You recommend reaching out to Walter to book your next trip. He has been super easy to work with. I try. Look, I'm not perfect. You know, there are times that I miss emails. There are times that we just simply can't do certain things. I am not perfect by any means, but we try awful hard. You know, we try to, you know, treat you guys like you're our friends. You know, we treat you like we want to be treated.
And I one thing I will emphasize, if it's been 48, if you've reached out to Walter and it's been 48 hours, maybe 72 if he's on a cruise, which you will get a reply email back if he is.
Yeah.
But if he has not responded, ping him again.
ping me again, because it may have gotten lost in the shuffle or something. I try, what I do is I have my little notepad, and I try to write down every time I see something from you guys. I write it down. So I got my little list of things to do. So I got to do that. So, but folks, hour and a half. It's flown by. It's Thanksgiving week. Whatever you all are doing, I hope a lot of you are taking Thanksgiving cruises, because those are the best. I absolutely love Thanksgiving cruises, because there's no pressure. There's no, oh my God, is the turkey going to come out right? That's going to be me. I'm making the turkey on Thursday. There's going to be no pressure. If the turkey doesn't come out right, I don't care. We got plenty of sides. But I know we've actually got a bunch of clients going out on Thanksgiving cruises this coming week.
Corey is currently on the Thanksgiving cruise.
Yeah, Corey's currently on a Thanksgiving cruise. He is living like a rock star on Brilliant. Yeah, because he went to Rojo. So wherever you guys are, again, folks, if we can help you in any way, with your travels, just please do reach out and let us know. Where's waltertravel.com? Wherever you're watching, there are links in the description and all that good stuff. But just reach out. Our services are truly 100% free to you. Let us help you out. We've got Mindy and Corey as well now on the team. So one of the three of us will reach back out to you and take care of your needs. But wherever you guys are, you have an amazing Thanksgiving. Darla, no, Uber from Miami to Fort Lauderdale, not a crazy thought. And by the way, cruise lines offer that. So you can get a transfer from the cruise ship to the other airport, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. So yeah, there you go. One last answer before we go. So folks, have an amazing Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back next Sunday. Yeah, we'll be back next Sunday. I had to think about that. But wherever you are in this amazing world, have an awesome rest of your day.